Hello, this is Justin back with an engineer's perspective. Today I'm going to be sharpening the Richmond Artifex 210 Giotto and a CTS-BD1N. It's supposed to be at a roughly 63 Rockwell target. My experience with the knife is that it does hold an edge extremely well, and the way it feels on the stones makes me feel inclined that they do hit that high of a hardness. On the flip side, they don't do their best job of it, and so it tends to have a pretty temperamental bird. It's just not that much fun to work with, but it holds up super well in my wife's hands. This is actually her knife, effectively. It comes with ridiculously thick geometry, which I've thinned out some, but it's really difficult on a mono steel knife, especially one this hard. So it cuts a little bit better. And the height's a little short for my fingers personally, my hands, but she does really well with it, likes it, and the very stainless, that edge really seems to hold up to her abuse. So yeah, yep, we are going to put a fresh crispy edge on this guy. I stay around 16 degrees ish for her, maybe even higher. I honestly don't remember. This feels in that ballpark to me. And I've got a Shapton Pro 1K down here, and it cuts a little bit faster than kind of your average 1K coarser finish. Call it maybe an 800 or 700. But I really like the general speed of this stone, and it's nice and hard and slow wearing, so I just generally appreciate that. I've got burr most of the way, except for right here in the middle. Small one, I think big enough. A little more water. Raise the burr on the other side. Yeah, I really like this Shapton Pro. I actually used it to do some chip repair on a friend's knife. He got it as a gift from somebody from Knifeware, and it's a AUS 10 knife, but it's really well made. It's got really pretty polished Damascus going on, that sort of action, and yeah, just being a friend's knife, I didn't want to screw it up, and so I just took my time. They were minor chips, well, like dings might be the better verbiage, and I used this stone. I spent probably a good 10 minutes on just this stone, if not a fuzz longer, but it removed the trouble spots without too much fuss. So it's a pretty fast cutting stone. I don't really like finishing on it ever, and so it's not one that's good for both, you know, kind of setting your bevel and finishing, but honestly I do have to work with this stone more to fully flesh out that idea, but I'm gonna wash up and be right back. Alright, so here's the Shapton Pro 5K. Theoretically, polished edges are tougher, you know, and I honestly find that the knives that my immediate family members that aren't so careful use, they just last longer on the polished edge. Your absolute sharpness does. It's not gonna bite as well for as long. That's gonna be an issue, but honestly they don't really notice that as long as it's sharp and your absolute sharpness is pretty good. The polish definitely seems to be the way to go. Normally I would bring this up to an 8K edge, but I'm just not planning on doing that here today because I didn't grab out the stone. You know, it's right there. So flipped the burr, keeping it small, probably using heavier pressure than I really ought to. You can kind of hear the burr crunching and up a little bit. All right. Flip the burr. I'm just going to go into a few light stropping strokes. And then some edge leading to kind of finish it up here. And I really prefer edge leading strokes for burr removal. And so, hey, that actually feels pretty clean. That's not so bad. That is not so bad. So it's actually already in a pretty decent spot. I'm really surprised. Normally this knife likes to put up a little bit more of a fight, but I did a pretty good job going from the 1K to the 5K. The burr I raised on the 5K, I really didn't let it get any bigger than it had to be. Well, it digs right into the nail. There's only a few moderate spots where you kind of get hung up a little bit. 3-finger test. Feels pretty good. Like I don't have burr on there. Damn. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna wash up, give it a quick strop, and then we'll be done. All right, we're back. And I guess I kind of forgot to mention here, it's the Knife House strop micarta base with cow leather on top, 1 micron diamond emulsion. It's gunny juice. 1 micron gunny juice on there. Normally I would flip each time. I don't know why I didn't just now, but hey. There's a couple little teeny spots, like 2 of them. 1 towards the middle and 1 towards the tip there. Yeah, when you run your fingernail along like that, it should be smooth, smooth, smooth. And if you run into a spot where it just feels like drag, like not like, but just like drag, like it's like, just takes a little bit more to go through, that's where you might have a little bit of residual burr. And so I can feel there's a couple spots that maybe I could have stayed a little longer on the stones, but really minor stuff here. Feels like it should. Off of the strop. Just, I should just grab. I got so much good hair here. So you can see it just takes all that right off. There's my hairs for you. There you go. Ready to go back in the block and back in service. That's all I've got for today. Have a good one. Bye.